Hello, boys and girls. Today is September 11th, 2020. Today marks 19 years from the tragic events of September 11th, 2001. Today, we're going to do a quick lesson remembering and honoring those that lost their lives on September 11th. So, we're going to start off right here. I want you to look at this picture. It's actually taken from the cover of the New Yorker magazine. I want you to tell me some of the things that you notice. If you want to maybe take a paper and pencil and just jot down your answers, so you can just kind of like start reflecting on what your initial thoughts are, right, when you first look at this. I want you to tell me if you recognize any of the buildings that are there. I did a lesson earlier today with one of the classrooms, with one of the virtual classrooms I stopped by, and some of the students gave me some answers that I wasn't expecting when they were looking and their initial reaction to their picture, to the picture here of the New Yorker magazine. All right. So again, I want you to tell me if you recognize any of the buildings, where this takes place, and also when was this cover made? When was the cover of this magazine made? So if you can just take a couple minutes, maybe write down your answers, and here you can actually look at the questions as well, if this is going to help. And I'm going to talk to you about September 11th, 2001. The Twin Towers were famous buildings in New York City that people from all over the world could recognize. On September 11th, 2001, 4 planes were hijacked, taken over by 19 terrorists, and flown into important buildings. 2 of those planes were flown into the Twin Towers. The damage caused both towers to collapse or fall down. This forever changed the skyline of New York City. So, going back to this cover, right, of the magazine, some of the students earlier had actually answered that the 2 buildings right here were the Twin Towers. Some other students thought the buildings over here were the Twin Towers. So they were seeing things in double, all right? They were like, wow, there's like 2 of each building. And it's interesting to see that would be the students' first reaction. Maybe not even looking first at the date on the top right-hand corner, September 15th, 2003. So this was actually 2 years after. So the New York skyline obviously changed. There were no longer any Twin Towers. The building you see right here is actually the Empire State Building. There's only one Empire State Building in New York City. Over here, you also have the Chrysler Building. There's not 2, there's no doubles. But again, it's a symbol for us to remember. And it's just one of the first things that comes to your mind, at least someone from my generation, when you would see the New York skyline, is see the Twin Towers. All right. So we are going to go ahead and right here, there's a special place named for places that help us remember. They're called memorials. Memorial is one way to pay tribute or show respect. So the 9/11 Memorial, I'm going to show you a quick video on that. I understand right now it's been closed due to the pandemic, but it actually is going to open today on 9/11, but it's only going to be open for the family members of those that lost their lives that day. And starting tomorrow, it's going to open tomorrow on September 12th. It's going to open in general to the public. All right. But I do want you to see this video, and I want you to pay close attention, because in the video itself, you can actually see this one fact that definitely caught my eye. And just watch. Give me 1 second. Play it. Okay, 1 second, guys, because I want the volume to be available for you.
These were people who had lives and celebrated birthdays. And we recognize that on a daily basis by placing a single white rose on each of the names on their birthdays. Every morning, our visitor services team, we meet to go over any pertinent information for that day. And then afterwards, one of the supervisors, we print the names of the victims who would have had a birthday that day. And then we cut a single white rose and we place the white rose on their names on the memorial. And then throughout the day, we will go around just to make sure that the roses haven't been moved. And if it is moved, we will place another rose just in case. We received the roses from the Lower Manhattan florist by the name of Floratech. They donate the roses for our birthday program. The owner, Mikey, and his team, they hand select the roses and they take care to make sure that we receive the prettiest roses so that it looks nice when we place the roses on the memorial for not only visitors but family members to see. It can be a lot to take in for our visitors when they first arrive on the memorial, seeing the nearly 3,000 names of the victims from 9/11. So seeing the single white rose on our name, it gives our staff the opportunity to make a connection with the visitors, to tell the stories of the victims, let them know that they were just like us. It's important for us to honor that on a daily basis.
So that video I thought was great. I loved watching it. I loved how they celebrate the lives of the people that are no longer with us by celebrating their birthday with a beautiful rose. Each year gets placed on their name. Probably the one interesting fact that really got me, and actually even one of the students that noticed when I did this lesson earlier today, was the fact that today, September 11th, they have to put, there's obviously going to be a lot of flowers, etc., but 6 people are going to get roses on their names because their birthday falls today. And we think about how sad of a day it is, but at the same time, you want to celebrate the life they had. And you start celebrating it by putting that rose on there and just remembering them. And that's something that we constantly have to do. We always have to remember what happened, those events from that day, and the heroics of the people that responded quickly. And that gave the lives, that gave their ultimate, made the ultimate sacrifice. All right, so what I want you to do as a follow-up to this lesson is to share one way you can show respect and pay tribute to the victims of 9/11. So I created a Padlet, and I'm going to put the Padlet in the description. So all you have to do is search for the description below, and you can see it. If not, this is the link right here if you want to type it out. And I'm going to click on this. This is going to be my version of what I see on my end, and I have to approve the messages before they're actually made public. All right, so right now I'm looking at one of the answers from before was from Enzo. Right here are the instructions of what I want you guys to go ahead in the steps, step by step, for you to go ahead and add a Padlet answer. All right, I am really much looking forward to your responses. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will see you next week.